Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let's talk about this week's potential trade setups. So let's start off with gold, which is just looking pretty nice. Uh, so so gold. Let's go to the daily time frame. Um, Last week we got into this supply zone, and it gave us a reaction, and it created another supply zone, which is this rally, and then base, which is this supply. These two candles are the supply, and then we have a explosive candle to the downside. So I'm just waiting for price to go back into the zone inside this level on top of level, which is I have a daily here, and then I have another daily supply. So it's gonna be inside two daily supplies. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we have a potential head and shoulders. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and then the pullback will be the right shoulder, bearish engulfing, and we're gone. So let's talk about the fundamental aspects. We have the commercials are extremely bearish. Look how bearish we are compared to previous behavior. And also we have the valuation. I think um we're coming off from overvalued against the dollar. Yeah, we're overvalued against the dollar, so we're coming off that overvalued um point. So the saying goes as with silver, silver and gold behave more or less the same. They're correlated. So we're super retail sorry, commercials are super bearish. So we're expecting a drop, which it did last week. So I'm just waiting for price to go back. It created another supply zone here. It's a rally based drop. So I'm just waiting for price to come back here, and whichever looks better uh between gold and silver, I'll be taking that short. So let's talk about the Mexican peso. This is the futures chart. So last week we had a bearish week. Um, we're still Retailers are still somewhat bearish. We're under, or we're in that this rectangle where retailers when they're around this zone, they're pretty bullish. All right, so bullish over here. We had 1 week bullish. Here we had several weeks that were bullish, etc. So we're currently in that zone. So we can expect that price should continue to go up. So let's see what happens. My stops are at break even. Let's go to the Mexican peso, which is what we're trading right now, the trade that we're currently in. So yeah, we still have a gap that we haven't filled yet, which is over here. Let me put it on 240, the 4-hour time frame. So we still have this gap to fill. You guys can see it almost filled, but not quite. So this week, I'm just expecting for price to break this structure, this bullish structure, and then do this and continue to the downside. That's what I'm expecting this week. Hopefully it does that. Like I said, my stops are at break even, so it's a risk-free trade. So I wouldn't re-enter the trade because I don't have a lot of confluences. Also, the levels are not as clean as I like. Actually, we have a drop, then a base, and then a drop again. So price might come into this zone. Let's see if a daily. I don't think the daily has a good. No, look at that. It's like it's just there's not a clear, decisive or explosive candle in this drop. So it's a little bit tricky. So I wouldn't enter uh a trade, but I mean, if you want to enter a trade, maybe you can wait for price to get in here and then continue to drop. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it, but if you guys want to do it, then uh you guys could. Uh so let's talk about the British pound, and that's the last thing I'm gonna be talking about, the GBP. So currently we rejected this daily supply zone. Let me show you guys. It's a clear daily supply zone. It's a rally based drop. So I'm not a big fan that it just like nicked it, just touched it and then reacted, but it gave us a nice reaction. So it gave us actually another supply zone. So I'm just waiting for price to get back into the zone, to this zone, and then look for a shorting opportunity. Let's discuss the fundamental aspects of this potential trade. Retailers, extremely bullish. Look where we are. Extremely bullish. What are the commercials doing? The commercials are shorting. They're extremely short. Look at the past behavior. Haven't been this short since, I don't know. God knows. When was the last time they were this short? So this is looking pretty nice. Also, we have seasonality supporting our trade. Look at this. Look at this potential drop that we're gonna be expecting. Look at this drop. We're expecting a huge drop these coming weeks. So yeah, look at this. So seasonality also looking great. Also, we have the valuation, campus valuation. If we go to the daily chart, we can see we're overvalued against the dollar, which is also amazing. We have a lot of confluences telling us the price should continue to go down. So let's go to a lower time frames, 240. Let's see this beautiful potential head and shoulders. We have this left shoulder, the head, and then potentially the pullback is going to be the right shoulder, and then the bearish engulfing will be our entry signal to continue to the downside. All right. So let's talk about GBP USD is actually the same chart as the futures chart of of the Great Britain pound and the futures market. So yeah, let me show you guys. So look at this daily chart. It's exactly the same. And then look at the 240 minutes. The same thing, potential head and shoulders. So I'm not gonna go into this, but I'm gonna go into the GBP CAD, GBP CAD pair. So we're in a weekly supply zone. It's a rally, then a base and a drop. And then if we go to the daily chart, same thing. We have a drop and then the base, which this base um isn't the best, but we have this explosive candle to a side. Then we got into the zone, but I don't consider this a touch of the zone. And then we haven't visited the zone until now. So it kind of penetrated the daily zone, but I still count it as a valid zone. So let's go to a lower time frames to see it's the same thing. We have a potential head and shoulders. This is the left shoulder, then this is right shoulder. I mean, this is the potential right shoulder, and then we are expecting the bearish engulfing. Now let's talk about their its fundamental aspect. So if we see, no, not this. If we see the seasonality, we are expecting a huge drop over here. Look at this, huge drop, and then we have a huge drop potentially too over here. And then if we visit the campus valuation tool, we're extremely overvalued, sorry, against the US dollar. So this is looking amazing. This is looking really good. So that's pretty much it. That's what I'm expecting for this week. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments or shoot me a DM. Have a good one, guys.